Hi everyone, my name's Brent and welcome to 3 Crowns Trading. Please support our channel and click on the subscribe and like button below. So last video we looked at gold and we looked at some specific companies and we were looking at whether it's actually time possibly to buy gold mining stocks, not the actual metal itself, or is it time to wait? So we had a look at some actual stocks and we'll just go over that again in a bit more detail this time. So here we have a 6-month gold chart. Nothing exciting, except you do see there is a nice line of support down here. The price has fluctuated 1 or 2% in the last 6 months. That's nothing normal, or nothing unnormal, I should say. And we've got a nice resistance, sort of resistance line here. But we have more importantly, we have this support line here that's looking quite strong until now. Okay, so here's a 1-year chart. And as you can see, the gold price was trending down and following this channel nicely, and then in March and April we had a big change. We had a change of trend in gold price, and what's happened since March and April, this line here has acted as support, and as has this line, and since this time the gold price has been trending up. Okay, so these are the companies we looked at previously in the previous video I put together, and here we are again. And again, it's the same 6 stocks, so the PEs are reasonable. They're below 20, some are below 10, really good. Debt to equity, low as it can be, is great. Highest is 55, Anglo Gold. Dividends are okay. The dividends are fine, really, for these stocks. And we have, this is what I was looking at before. So most of the stocks, so this is your peak price of this particular company, the share price in 2019. And this is the peak gold price. It's not the average gold price. In 2019, the average gold price was probably around $1,400 an ounce. And today, as of filming today, the gold price is $1,761 an ounce, so it's a good 15% higher now than it was a year ago. However, most of these stocks are trading at a discount to their price a year ago, with the exception of Newmont. So Newmont's up a little bit, $45 a year ago at the peak, its price, and currently it's actually at $53. Barrick Gold, $26 at its peak in 2019, and currently it's trading at $17 or $18, so it's come down quite a bit. It's a good discount there, considering the price of gold has actually gone up in the last year. And Newcrest down a good amount, a massive amount, that's nearly 30%, around about 30%. Northern Star, similar, down huge chunk, good 30%. Anglo Gold, similar-ish. Regis Resources got pummeled a little bit, that's quite low. Ideally, if you owned any of those 6 stocks we just looked at, that was when you should have sold. And there's this black line here shows the gold price, and it did actually peak. So there's a gold chart, and you're comparing those 6 companies against the actual gold price. And there's the peak in the gold price right there, and there's the peak in all those other companies. The companies based in the States and the Northern Hemisphere have done quite well. So Newmont is up 36%. The price of gold was only up 18. Newmont's done fine. Barrick Gold's done fine. Anglo Gold has done fine. They've pretty much tracked the gold price or done better. However, look at these 3. So these are Australian companies. And what I'm noticing about a lot of Australian companies recently, a lot of commodities in Australia have been going backwards. They've been reducing in price. The iron ore price has halved, and it's just dragged down most commodities that are produced in Australia. Unjustifiably, I feel, because if you look at the cost, the price, the share price of Newmont, Barrick, Anglo, they're doing fine. Newcrest down 9%, Northern Star 21%, Regis Resources down 37%, and these are just 3 Australian gold mining companies. There's many more, and they're all showing similar declines. Okay, so let's look at those actual stocks in a bit more detail now. So here are some Australian gold miners, and these are the 3 that I just showed you on that previous chart. So this is what I like to see if I'm going to buy a particular gold stock. Over here, you can see the share price is trading closer to its all-time low, which wasn't that long ago, September 29, to its all-time high. So I would think that this is bottom if it's now coming off that low, which was only about 7 or so days ago, or 5 days ago. Over here, it pays a nice dividend. What I like to see, there's a lot of institutional investors that invest in this stock, 40%. So they see this as a really safe stock. and they probably are buying up this stock right now, considering it is trading at such a low price. The income of Newcrest Mining is increasing, and it has done for the last 6 years or 5 years, and it's forecast to increase into the future. And its return on assets, its net income is increasing. So it's really fantastic to see that and to support the case that this could be a very great stock to buy. It has a low debt. In 2020, it produced 2.14 million ounces of gold. Just to give you a comparison, Barrick Gold produced 4.8 million ounces of gold in 2020. Double that, more than double that, but that is a massive company, Barrick. For this is Australia's biggest gold producer, so that's quite a nice, huge amount of gold to be produced. What I've done, I've put that previous gold chart price overlay. I've overlaid it on the actual Newcrest Mining chart, and as you can see, both charts were ticking along quite nicely together, and then we had a bit of a disconnect. And over here in March, that was where we saw that bottom here, March, April. That's when this occurred. And since then, most of those American and Northern Hemisphere gold stocks have tracked the market. However, Newcrest has had a really poor time. And as I mentioned, a lot of commodities in Australia did get hammered, and gold seemed to follow that, which isn't necessarily justified considering that the gold price has held up so well. So the Newcrest price, the stock price right now is $22, just under $23, and fair value, if we're going to follow the gold price chart, would be just under $26. So this stock is at a nice discount compared to the actual gold price, and you would expect these two lines to converge, and that's the big question, isn't it? Is the gold price going to come down, or is this particular stock's price going to go up? If we look at some other charts to support the actual thesis to buy this particular stock, over here we had a golden cross, a death cross, and the stock has trended down, and now you can see it's just starting to taper off. For me, that indicates a reversal. And you've had a few green bars here, so that would be a good time, another support indicator to justify buying this particular stock. And another big thing too, it was in oversold territory here in the RSI. So this particular stock looks like a great buy to me, compared to the gold price and compared to other gold stocks in the world. Okay, here's that second Australian resource company. So Northern Star Resources, very similar. It's come off its 52-week low, which was only 5 days ago again. Again, look, the gold price followed the Northern Star Resources chart very closely. Here, that sentiment changed, I mentioned before. And look now, if you consider the gold price as here, and the Northern Star Resource price is about $8.30 or 40, it's trading $2.50 below the gold price. So again, that indicates a really good buy, a good opportunity to buy into this particular stock now. Obviously, a lot of this has to do with the gold price. Is the gold price going to shoot down? It might justify this price level. Is it going to shoot up? And obviously the gold price, its movements are going to depend on bond yields, on the strength of the US dollar, and on interest rates. So who knows what's going to happen there, but I'm just looking at the current situation, and right now to me, this particular mining stock is undervalued. Over here again, it's turning, and over here again, like the previous chart I showed you, it's coming out of oversold territory. So I think it's a great time to buy this particular stock as well. Last year, they produced around 900,000 ounces of gold in 2020. In 22, after the synergies that they're going to benefit from merging with this Saracen Resources, in 22 they're forecasted to produce just over 1.5 million ounces of gold, and they're ramping up to 2 million ounces of gold by 26. So even if the gold price did happen to trend down a little bit from now into the future, looking forward, this is a fantastic opportunity to buy a stock at a cheap price. And I'm sure for me, in a year or two, I'll be kicking myself if I don't get involved in this particular stock. The last stock of those three, Regis Resources. So again, same deal. They're coming off their low. Their dividend is the best of all three of those. They have a nice percentage of institutional investors. Revenue's growing. Income was down in 2021. The reason was that is they had to do some servicing of their main mine, and that stopped them from producing at the higher levels they did in the previous years. Here is the overlay of the gold price on the Regis Resources price. The disconnect started here. They basically bought, as I mentioned earlier, 30% of this mine, and they had to do a capital raise to do that, and it really hammered the share price and a lot of confidence in this particular company. But they have a few things going for them. In 2020, they produced 500,000 ounces of gold. However, they have another mine they're trying to get going, and that'll add another 200,000 ounces of gold per year to their production rate. And look at the disconnect now. They actually went below $2 there for a while, and they've got a PE of around 7. It's really low. The disconnect now from this $2 mark and to the gold price is, you're looking at sort of $3.40. I mean, you're looking at $1.40 just in discount there alone. Like the other charts, we had this death cross here, we've had a few, but now we see this sort of rounding bottom occurring here, way in oversold territory. So this is another stock I would really be looking at in terms of if you wanted to get into some gold producing stocks, Australian market already, this would be your most speculative stock. But obviously with speculative stocks, you have a possibility of having a really large return here on your investment. The previous stock, Northern Star, that would be your middle of a range safe stock. Again, with some really nice possible returns, especially considering they're going to ramp up to 2 million pounds, 2 million ounces a year of gold. And this would be your safer bet. If you wanted to make a nice safe investment, Newcrest Mining would be the safe bet. It's interesting times in the market now. There's a lot going on, but I don't see a market crash occurring. What I do see, and I am already seeing, people are moving out of overpriced stocks. And that for me shows you that there shouldn't be a market crash, because people are reasonably moving out of overpriced stocks and they're looking for bargains. And I see Australian gold miners in particular, a lot of them, as offering really good discounts to value right now. So there's your bargain.